What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Pat and Ian can't help themselves, and I guess in a roundabout way, I can't help myself reacting to them not being able to help themselves when they talk about the Intellivision Amico. And I don't want to keep harping on this. Like I've said in a million videos before, they're going to have their standpoint. I'm going to have my standpoint. What frustrates me is they have a rather large audience, and they are, whether you like it or not, kind of influencers in the retro gaming field. But their opinion on the Amico, while they're welcome to have it, it frustrates me when they fill it with a bunch of lies and concerns that may or may not exist, because their approach is to derail this, to attack it, to tear it down, to make sure it's not successful, just for the sake of being able to say, I told you so.
The people who still think this is all roses is just...
Oh, it's weird. It's weird. It's absolutely strange.
It's real strange.
You have either a strange financial attachment or emotional attachment or some weird combination thereof.
As Pat referenced there, yes, I am an investor in the Intellivision Amico. Those of you who have watched me for a while already know that. Made a video about it, made it abundantly clear. Every time I talk about the Amico, I get people in the comments like, oh, you better disclose your bias that you invested money into the Amico, so you really want it to succeed because you're invested in it. I was like, look, you can watch my videos and take it for what they are, just like anybody else on YouTube. I don't have this bias that is just like the Amico has to succeed because I put money. I don't care. Ultimately, I put money into it because I liked it and I hope it's successful. Which, as a gamer, why would we not have that approach with everything? I guess, unless it's like a straight up scam, which in my original video, going up to meet Tommy, was to find out if this was a scam or not. And when I found out it wasn't, I was all in. I was like, this is great. A new game console that is not directly competing with the big guys, but an alternative to it. A family console that has fun games. As a gamer, ultimately, isn't that what you want? Is play games that are fun? My frustration with the Pat and Ian video mostly revolves around the controller and how they keep focusing on how there's issues with the controller and the controller's not good for this and that and the other thing. And I keep going back to, like, as they're talking about it, I'm like, what? Why don't you play it? Like, and find out for yourselves instead of making all these accusations and assumptions by watching videos and thinking, oh, that's wrong, or this guy at the company said this and that's concerning about it, because it's like, yeah, just go play the system. And after doing so, if you still don't like it, if you still have issues with it, by all means, let people know. I feel like your word would mean a lot more if you were able to do that. And that's not just Pat and Ian. That same goes for ReviewtechUSA. Same goes for RGT85. Same goes for Modern Vintage Gamer. Same goes for any big channel that wants to talk trash about this thing without actually playing it. I can't grasp that concept, because everyone who's played it, and this is not an exaggeration, has loved it. I have yet to see, and I mean, there will be somebody, I'm sure, eventually, but I've yet to see one person play it and say, oh man, that was not what I thought it was going to be. That was not fun, or the controller didn't work very well, or we had issues with this or that, the other thing. Nobody, to a T, has said anything negative about this while playing it for themselves. And you can chalk that up to, oh, only the people that are playing it are people that are Amico fanboys, or people that want it to succeed, or whatever your rationale is. My point is, the haters, which I'm gonna call them the haters, which they take such offense to that term, because they're like, oh, I'm not hating, I'm criticizing, I'm not hating. No, you're straight up hating on something if you're not taking the time to investigate it fully and prepare yourself for what it actually is. If you're like Ian on the podcast, admitting that you do not research this whatsoever until there's something to have a topic about.
I did not, I'll admit, I did not watch the CFO video. I am not nearly as obsessed with the Amico as people may think. I check in on it when I need to for topics. I did not watch the CFO's video.
That literally just tells your audience you have no idea what's going on with this, but you want to talk about it because you know it's going to get clicks. And you want to talk negative about it because that's your shtick. Like that's what you're admitting. Everyone who has not played this yet has this angle of let's tear it down because gamers are gatekeepers. Gamers we must protect the big three. We must protect what we know and love. We can't have new companies come to the arena. Why? Like, how is this hurting you? How is it hurting anybody? I keep coming back to that. Like, outside of the negative hate clicks, which I know firsthand, if you make videos being on the attack, that you're going to get people to rally behind you, because I've done that plenty before in my past too, and I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I mean, I've done it. And I keep going back to like the Atari VCS, and why I was negative about that is because the company was trash. The people that worked there were awful human beings. Everyone that I interacted with, at least, was not a good person. And that was extended all the way to the marketing department too. It was very suspect. I had a lot of questions that went unanswered, and they looked at me like I'm a nobody. And I'm like, okay, that's one way to approach this, is you can just brush people off that are genuinely interested in finding out about your device, and brush them off that they're not important enough to talk to. Or you could be like Tommy and welcome everyone and say, yeah, I'll take the opposite approach. I want to show you this. I want to talk to you about this. I want to invite you to entertain the idea of this device in your life and how it could potentially fit for you or not. That's fine. And I think in a weird way for Tommy, it's kind of working in his benefit that all the negativity and the hate clicks and the frustrations of everyone. I mean, I even saw Most Critical, Penguin Zero, talking about this, and even showed me on his screen. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, this is getting big time, even though they're being negative about it and taking this approach of, that looks horrible. Why would anyone buy this? At least, I guess, any attention is good attention when you're the little guy. And in a weird way, I think, like I said, I think that works to Tommy's benefit, as much as it might pain the haters to hear that. Another thing I was thinking about with the whole Amico situation and Tommy Tallarico thing, I've noticed, I've heard a few people talk about this, about their frustration isn't with the Amico per se, but it's with Tommy himself, and people that just don't like Tommy, that he has a punchable face. People tell me that I have a punchable face too. I mean, I guess if you're really just wound up in hatred and anger and frustration in your life, and you just want to be mad at people, I guess that's an angle you could take. Just be mad at someone for trying to start a business in this age. Okay, if that's what you want to do, that's great. But I'd like to take the approach of, okay, maybe I don't like the CEO of the company, but why, by extension, do you hate the Amico because you don't like Tommy? Those are mutually exclusive, by the way. They're two completely different things. You can hate Tommy and still like the Amico, or vice versa. But I've noticed with these haters, these basement-dwelling neckbeards, these people that just want to see everyone in life fail so that they can feel better about themselves because they are losers in life. Which, look, if you're getting mad about a game system that you haven't played, maybe, I'm not saying you have to listen to me, but maybe reassess your priorities in life and what your values are. And maybe you need to take a step back from the internet and realize what you like in life. What do you want? Instead of focusing on what you hate and why you want it to suffer and fail just to say you're right about something, why not focus on what you like? I don't know. That kind of trends towards the, can't we just play games, guys? Can't we all just get along? I'm not saying you're not allowed to be critical. I'm saying if all you're doing is being critical every chance you get, there's an issue with that. If you're not being balanced and fair with your approach. Now, like I've said in my videos, I try my best I try my best to be balanced with this. My frustrations are readily available. You can watch my other videos. I wish this thing came out on time last year. I have some frustrations with the delays. I have some frustrations with the communication on what's going on with that. I have frustrations about what games are coming out at launch, what's going to be available, just specific details that we're not getting. I've been clear about that stuff though, but overall, that's not affecting my love for the system. I played it and I enjoyed it. When I watch videos of Pat and Ian just destroy this thing, it's like, why? I don't get it. Outside of getting hate clicks and attention and hoping that it fails just to say they're right about something, just to I guess the worst thing that could have happened was the Coleco Chameleon, because after that, Pat and Ian, Pat especially, I made a video about this too, focused on trying to rekindle that again in his life, because he even readily admitted that he had a huge influx of Patreon people donating to his channel, because he was right and they were thankful that he protected them from investing money in a scam, which is what the Coleco Chameleon ended up being. But that's why, like I said, I researched the Amico. I went to meet Tommy and the team multiple times. I've played this hands-on multiple times. The games, the controllers, the systems, the lights, how they interact with everything. It's a much more than meets the eye Transformers reference of what you get with this thing than what you're thinking you get. People casually viewing it think, oh, it's just mobile phone games. Why would anyone buy that? But when you actually play it and have it in your hands in a group setting, it is something special and unique. And that's why I love the Amico. And that's also why I'm frustrated that I keep seeing people like Pat and Ian. And now ReviewtechUSA is on board with that. And now Penguin Zero, Moist Critical, is on board with that. And now there's a whole slew of little channels trying to grow their brand, piggybacking off these influencers that don't know crap about it. It's just, it's a messy situation. Ultimately, I want to see the Amico succeed. Ultimately, I'm sure there are plenty of hurdles between here and when it actually does release. And I wish the best for Tommy and the team over there. I know he is working his ass off 24/7 to make sure he keeps his word to the people that are invested in this, and so they can come out and people can actually enjoy it, because it is something special. Once people actually have it in their hands and play it, I feel like they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video right there. And yeah, I probably will do a follow-up down the road. There's a lot that I want to talk about with this. I gotta organize my thoughts with it, because it's not a simple topic. People just want to break it down to, oh, it sucks, so let's rail on it. And I feel like there's a lot more to discuss, especially between now and the launch of the Amico. What could happen, what could go wrong, what could go right, and everything in between. But I'll leave it at that for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing. Wait, what? Say that again?
I never had one of them this big!
Oh my goodness.
Look how big this is!
Oh my goodness, that's huge. Is it alive?
Yeah!
How do you know?
Well, it was moving when I was playing with it. Oh, see?
Yeah.